Hello, 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 everybody. I got my hat on in honor of Carol. I gotta drop the link for her. There I go again. Hello, 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 Maury. Hello, Carlene. Hello, Anthony. Eric was here earlier. Hello, Eric. I have two. I have three windows. This is silly. Silly me. Silly me. I am going to drop the link for Carol, just for Carol. That is just for Carol. Guess what I have for you guys? Show you my bubbles. So bubbles were a thing in my RV after I was at Half Moon Bay in my RV, and I was emptying my tank, and I put so much Dawn in it that the ranger stopped me at Half Moon Bay and was like, you have bubbles coming out of the top. I put a lot of Dawn down in my black tank that bubbles came up. It was crazy. Then I did a bubble video on my. So I'm waiting to hear Carol pop in my basement. I'm excited. Now let me get bubbles on my dress. How is everybody doing? Hey, Simply C. Hey, Brenda. There's Graham. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Ronald. Thank you all for being here. I went to Stephen Shannon's again before. This time I was like, I put on my makeup while I was listening instead. And so I wasn't like as rushed. But I like that. I like having a little praise and worship before my live. It calms me down. Because as I said, I still get a little nervous. I got this blueberry tea again in my Wanderlust cup. This cup is from Target. This is good. Blueberry green tea. Hilda, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Yeah, I just got this hat at Walgreens recently. I like Walgreens. I was at Walgreens picking up my medicine. I went swimming today. I am still missing a tax document. I found a tax person though, because a friend at church told me about him. And guess where he was when I called him? He's skiing. He was up in the mountains skiing. That's what she told me. She said, like, I called, he answered my call. I called him. He was on the slope. He was out. He was skiing. But he's going to call me later. We're going to do a little extension, but I hope to get them done soon. So good to see you guys. There's Carol. She's here. I'm, without delay, going to bring you up.
Hello, hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. How's everyone doing?
We're good.
Okay, so you can hear me good. I'm in my van and I don't know how good the internet is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in because I'm on my phone. Should I get on my computer or is this good enough?
This should be, I can hear you.
Okay, all right.
It's up to you.
All right,
use my
sounds good.
computer.
I see you have your hat on. I should have put my hat on. I forgot. Oh my goodness.
She's without her hat.
Oh my word.
She usually has her hat. So that's
Let
why
me go plug in so I don't turn on the light so you can see me. I don't want to go dead while we're talking here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
okay.
you can get on your computer if you want to.
Let me see.
Well, hi Arnie. I want to say hi to Arnie, and I saw your shout out video, but I haven't watched it. But I'm glad you got your book.
Okay, there. Is that better?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All righty. So, how's everyone doing?
We're all good.
All right.
Hilda hasn't been here in a while. I'm sorry to hear about your mom, Hilda.
You'll have to tell me what the comments are. I can't see the comments.
Okay, I will tell you.
Okay, all right.
So how long, wait, oh, she's gonna come back. Put in the chat if you have any questions you want me to ask Carol. And we're going to specifically talk about senior van life and changes in senior van life. So we made it more specific. I didn't go over on the Facebook side and change it, but I changed it on the YouTube side. Hi, Chris. Oh, it's good to hear you're good. Yes. How is everybody else doing on the tax situation? Should I not say it? Since my tax person was skiing, I went for a swim today. But I noticed something that my goggles make these a little worse. These circles under my eyes. They're there anyways, but they're more pronounced after I swim with my goggles on. But oh, I don't know that we know about Elmer yet. We shall see. I'm going to drop the link again so she doesn't have to go back in the chat. So are you coming back, right, Carol? Carol, come back. Please come back. I'm usually less nervous when I have somebody up here with me. And so hopefully Carol's coming back. When I'm going live by myself, I'm more nervous than if I'm going live with someone else. I don't know. It feels like less pressure. So, well, let me, wait, did I hear it? Maybe she's going to get on her. I'm going to play you guys a song while we wait. I can also say a poem while we wait for Carol to come back. Let me get my book or say one that I have memorized. Let me think. What should I do? Any requests? I don't usually say poems when I have somebody on, but since we're waiting for her to come back, I can. It's so good to see you, Stacy. Thank you for being here. I will always have a poem for you. Uh, this is a rough one. This one's, hey, Steve and Shannon are here. Hey, you guys check out their channel. So now I've been going last week and this week. I go there before my live, and it's just like it's just soothing. I like to praise the Lord, and I was at choir at my church, my Baptist church in Georgia. I was in choir, and then when I switched churches, I wasn't in choir. I tried out for the worship team, and I bombed when I changed churches. They didn't have a choir. I was so sad. I was so sad. I didn't know how to work the little thing in your ear. Did I I'm gonna drop the link for Carol again. So Carol, please come back. There she is. There she is. Yay. Yay.
Okay,
Yay,
let me get this right.
you're
Oh my
back.
goodness. I am what can I say? I've got my comforter here. I'm
Did you hear me
oh
say my tax person is skiing? He's snow skiing. Well, I think he's back by now, but he said he would be back at 4. And then he said, how late can I call you? And I said, I'm up till midnight. And he said, okay, I'll call you back.
now are you getting feed
Huh? Can you hear me?
are you getting feedback?
No.
Okay.
Can you hear us okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear us okay. Yes. Lori knew you would be back. I was like, hopefully Carol's coming back.
I will. You know I'm not the most technically proficient person now.
Yeah, I'm not either. That's why you so encouraged me, because I'm not techie either. And I'm like, okay, so you inspire me in other ways too, but you inspire me in that, you still press on and you figure it out. And I'm just like, I figure it out. And I'm like, I'm not uh I'm not dumb. My dad used to make me feel dumb, but he was an engineer, I'm like, you don't think I inherited any of your smarts, Dad? Come on. So, yeah. So, tell us more about you.
Okay, so what would you like to know?
So you worked in you were a that sounded very interesting. You worked for the police station, or you worked in well,
I was
you tell it.
I was actually a probation officer.
Hmm.
So you know,
That sounds like an interesting job.
yeah, my last assignment was violent offenders. So I
Ooh,
supervised violent offenders.
that's tough.
Yeah, it was. It was. So
Mhm.
I really um got a sense of a darker side of society. And
Mhm.
it's so one of the things that's so nice about being in the van life community is that it's a whole different, people are positive, they're upbeat, they're helpful, and they're just want to basically live their life and be and not have to be conform to every other thing that everyone's making them do. So I find that van life folks are very, I think, very independent,
Mhm.
very resourceful. That's one of the
Yeah.
things I found very resourceful,
Yeah.
but um it's been quite an experience, and it's been quite, I think my experience is very different doing it now at this age compared to how I would have done it in my 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s. So I
Yeah.
bring a lot of life experience with me. So I hope that I'm more patient, although sometimes I'm not, but I hope that I can meet people where they are and have the compassion that I might have been in such a rush at a younger age that I wouldn't have slowed down and really been able to hear people, not just hear what they're saying, but read between the lines and see what was happening.
Mhm. Okay, Stacy says, weren't you a news reporter too?
I was, and um,
I do hear feedback now.
I was.
Do you?
Well, I was married at the time, and honestly, I think, just getting ready to really launch and perhaps have a quite large career when my ex-husband, who was an engineer, and he had a career. I didn't have a really career. I had more of a job, but he had a career, and
Mhm.
he wanted to come back to California.
Oh,
So that was gonna be a challenge because I was in a smaller market. And how it works in news, you typically start in a small market, you go maybe to a larger market and a big market. The idea of ending up in Chicago or LA or New York,
mhm.
and I would have had to be moving around quite a bit as I went up the ladder. But coming to San Diego, that's a pretty good sized market, or LA.
Yeah.
So I was gonna start at the bottom again, and I went a different route. I decided, you know what? Um, I just didn't want to start all over again. And some other opportunities came my way, and I decided to take them. But
Mhm.
being an interviewer and telling people stories and talking to people has always been something that really was a natural thing for me. So
Mhm.
isn't it funny how sometimes life takes you full circle, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what happened. I went full circle.
Yeah. I found like I was, I was a stay-at-home mom, and my ex is also an engineer. I didn't know that your ex was an engineer, but so, and he wanted me to stay home with the kids, and we had 5 kids, and so I was cooking and cleaning and all that and housework, and then I couldn't find a regular job. I hadn't been in the job market for 30 years. I
Right.
had retail job and a job in a doctor's office, but I hadn't, you know, and I had more trouble finding a job than I thought I would. So I started doing Airbnb, and I found like, oh, I'm doing what it was for full circle like that too. I was cooking for them and cleaning and making up the beds and being hospitable. So yeah, it was kind of like that also. So
So I'm wondering how many people in the chat are van lifers and how many people are sticks and bricks, and what percentage say, are younger than, say, their mid 50s, and what percentage are older than mid 50s, because I'm finding more and more older people are getting involved as nomads.
mhm.
Simply C says she's going full circle would be working in a Western store. It's just like that.
Mhm. Oh, if though.
So,
Oh, there's Nora. Hi, Nora.
hey, Nora. Hello. Nora Sticks and Bricks. But Nora is an example of someone who got re-involved in and really rediscovered her talents and really got fully enmeshed in her talents later in life. And I think more and more baby boomers are doing that. We are really finding out and discovering. It used to be at this age, I'm 70, um, we would just be stuck and there's nothing else we could do. But we're venturing out more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So now who was that said she's stuck in sticks and bricks? Was that
Carlene.
Carlene? Who was that?
Carlene, do you feel stuck?
So when you say you're stuck, Carlene, does that mean that you don't think you can ever venture out? Because you could possibly just go out on short trips. Is that an option?
Yeah, well, you actually have a sticks and bricks too.
I do. I
And so
do.
I'm like part-time too, and I'm hoping to get I think a lot of what I've been spending money on is hotels lately when I travel, and that's been an expense. So I'm hoping to get that little trailer. It will have to be really, really small though for my
Mhm.
RAV to be able to tow it. It's going to have to be 1,500, not over 1,500 pounds.
Well, what do people who are out there who
Oh,
oh, you're
Carmen.
86, Carlene.
Oh.
Well, is it an option to possibly travel with anyone else, even part-time, trips with someone else? I wonder if Carlene, hold on. Jessica, excuse me for a minute. Can you bring me headphones, please?
Hey, there's Roy and Becky. Hi, Roy and Becky.
Oh, hey, Roy and Becky. Hello.
So Jody says she's done both. The lover of 4.5 years, and I lived out of a truck, and right now I've been in a sticks and bricks for 3 years and 5 months because some health reasons, but I'd rather be on the road.
I'm going to see if I meant to tell some people about your live, more people. So I want to go ahead and uh,
Yeah, we're
share
live
this
on.
out. I'm still hearing a lot of feedback. I just hope no one else is hearing the feedback
I
like
heard a
I am.
little bit, and I thought it was coming from you, but I don't hear it now.
Is anyone else on the live hearing the feedback or an echo? Okay.
Yeah, Steve and Shannon are going to go on the road, and they sing at churches, and they do their wonderful praise and worship at different churches.
Oh, pleasure ways are really nice. Is really nice. So Shannon's less than 50 and you are 60. Okay. So is this
Yeah, Roy and Becky hear an echo a little
you hear
bit.
an echo? I hear the echo too.
A little bit, yeah.
Jessica, could you please bring me the headphones? Okay. I'm going to try going back onto my phone and see if that will work better.
Yeah, Lori was a full-time nomad until I became sick. Keeping up with Colorado. Now my daughter is taking care of me and nurturing me back to health. I will go part-time nomad as soon as I'm able. I love my nomad family. Lisa Richards, hello. I didn't see you.
Let
I
me
have
give this a
more
go.
people than usual. Good to see you, Lisa. Welcome. I'm Sticks
Never mind.
and Sticks, a cabin. I've been waiting for 3 years to be on the road. I don't hear any feedback. She doesn't hear it. It's just a little, it's not a constant. thing, but I just hear it a little bit. Yeah, like Brenda said she heard it, but it's not bothering her. Hi, John Chalker. How are you?
I don't know how that happens.
Something too loud, or you have something.
Can you hear me, Red, when I talk?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't hear the echo now. Does anyone else hear the echo? Okay, I do hear the echo.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
see.
So it's sounding okay now on your guys' end?
Well, yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. All right. So
Thank you. Yes, I put the hat on, because Carol usually wears a hat, and now Carol
I was
doesn't.
going to wear one, but you're styling tonight, Red. You're definitely styling tonight.
Hi, Lindy.
Hey, Lindy.
I don't know why I'm yelling, but because you're all the way in California. Hi, Lindy. It's okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So,
So what do people think that are on that van life's going to look like in another 5 years for seniors?
I'll be a senior in another 5 years. I'll be
So, do you
61.
think that seniors are going to? Do you think that seniors are going to continue on the road full time, or more and more going to be tiny homes and then just traveling out from a home base?
I think there's more opportunities for seniors to travel more, with just it just seems like because there's more opportunities. I think that's why van life has exploded. There's more opportunities for people to work on the road and stuff like that, and then you know if people have health care that's good in other states, then they can travel. Teeny homes, yeah. I'm going to be looking for a teeny home, so.
Well, I think it's going to completely change,
Yeah.
Can you draw? I'm going to go over. I'm going to change over to my back over to my phone.
Really? Okay. Let me take this one down.
Yeah, because I don't hear any feedback at all, and I really don't want the quality to be bad on your live. So, but I think it's going to change. I think that more and more seniors, first of all, I think financially, fewer and fewer seniors are really able to afford rent. Their rents have got, because you were telling me, rents in Colorado are astronomical.
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
for what I'm paying, Lori has a whole house in California.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Even people, though, unless you're under Prop 13, reduce the amount that your taxes, if you're grandfathered in under Prop 13 in California, it reduced the amount that your taxes could be increased each year. So people under that program can keep and maintain their homes. But if you're not under a program like that, taxes are increasing so on homes that even seniors whose homes are paid for are not able to keep their houses. They're losing their homes and having to move because they can't afford the taxes. Now, how crazy is that? You've got a house that you've spent 30 years paying for, it's paid off, and now you're being taxed out of it.
My stepmother did that. Like my dad was I guess it was when my dad was like, well, it was a couple of years ago. Yeah, I think it was around 2017. So it was right before he turned. He didn't want to move. He was like 89 at that point, I think.
Oh my goodness.
But her house was. I'm pretty sure it was paid for.
Mm-hmm.
She had a nice house in in California, so it was probably $1 million house, and the taxes. That's what she was complaining about, the taxes. I went to see them,
Right.
and she's
Yeah.
complaining about
The
the
taxes
taxes.
on the
My
taxes on a house
mother.
the taxes on a house valued at $1 million would be substantial. They would be
Yeah,
more than the mortgage payment was when they originally bought the home.
they moved to I think it was a trailer. It was like they moved to a small community. It was closer to the beach. And they moved into a smaller house, is what they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure her house was paid for. And I guess she sold the house or whatever. They weren't legally married. So that's why. So they didn't have to change their wills or anything because she was a widow and my dad was a widower. And
Mm-hmm.
so they got married in the church, but they didn't really legally get married.
Okay. Keeping Up with Colorado says that she thinks the government is trying to get rid of the nomad community. I don't know if they're trying to get rid of the nomad community, but I do think they're making it very difficult for homeless people to live as nomads because they're making it almost impossible in cities to park. And if you're oh hi, how are you? Who's that? I don't
I don't know their name.
Okay, hello.
You can if you want to.
I'm looking to see. I got my glasses on, but I'm looking to see. Could you say who is that? CW3?
CW Style 3.
Oh, okay. Hey, CW Style 3. How are you doing? I even though I put my glasses on, it's still really tiny on my phone, so I'm having problems seeing it. But Fun Seeker and Friends says that's true. Taxes here are about $4,000 a year. That's almost $400 a month. And if someone is living on strictly Social Security, $400 a month by the time you have taxes, if you live in an area where it's really cold, by the time you pay your utilities, your phone, and if you live in somewhere that it's very hot in the summer, your air conditioning, I mean, and food, if you look at the way food is going up, I was at the gym today and there was a man there and he was talking about he and his wife went out for a special occasion and for dinner. And he said by the time they had dinner and wine, their meal came to approximately with tip of $200. Who can afford that? So
Yeah.
it's normal activities, I think, are going to become relegated are things that only the wealthy can afford, which is kind of sad,
Mm-hmm.
But Keeping Up with Colorado was saying that baby boomers know how to survive. And we do. We know how to survive. We know how to come up with different methods of accomplishing things. So I think we'll figure it out. I just am concerned for the generations behind us, with high student loan debt, with the cost of housing and everything else. I don't know how many people on here, I'm wondering, are actually financially helping their children right now. That you have to financially help your children in order for them to make it. I bet that's a large number,
Yeah.
It's just, I'd be curious how many people in the chat have to financially help their children, their adult children, in order for them to survive,
Helps some of my children.
Yeah. And I think we're going to get to the point where it used to be, remember way back in, I don't know, pioneer days or wherever, families lived together, multi-generations, grandparents, parents, children. And I think we have got to the point that is going to soon be the new norm.
Mhm.
We're going to
Oh,
have multi generations living in one residence again.
my friend at church, she's a nurse, and I don't know how long but they could keep doing this because they just get along so well. But she had a pretty big house, and she made it's a beautiful apartment in the basement because her son is finishing seminary, and so her son and daughter-in-law and two grandbabies live upstairs, and she lives downstairs. And
Wow.
she's a nurse, and he's finishing up seminary. So
Well, but that's the way it's going to be, you know.
mhm.
Roy and Becky's Travel, they say no senior should have to pay property taxes anymore. I agree. I agree. You know, and they're coming up with so many. I'm going to be doing a video probably tomorrow on it's called congestion zones. And I'm going to be going into that. But pretty soon, again, only the very wealthy, I think, are going to be able to live in cities. I think the rest of the population is going to be pushed out into, if not the suburbs, into rural areas, because the cities are simply going to be for people who have loads and loads of money. But when I explain about the congestion zones tomorrow, I think many of you will be shocked. I thought it was just something someone was talking about on one of my comments, but it's true. You're going to be, but I'll go into more tomorrow, but you're going to be basically taxed if you're driving in the city. You know, if you
Mhm.
have a vehicle and you're driving in the city. So
Yeah, that
I don't,
video you did made me glad I got a hybrid. Why?
yes.
Because my son liked he has a Highlander, Toyota
Mm-hmm.
Highlander, and he said he really likes it. And I was kind of in a hurry too to get out of St. Louis. And then when I sold my RV, I didn't have anything to get me here. So,
Right.
um, so I found that, and I'm really thankful. It was expensive though,
Well,
which
I think they're going to be even a lot more expensive, you know, as
Mhm.
as gas, you know, prices continue going up, and as slowly but surely gas vehicles start becoming fewer and fewer, hybrids are going to get, I'm guessing they're going to get more expensive until they start mass producing them. But right now they're, you know, a hot commodity, you
Yeah.
know. So I think you made a wise choice. If I had to do it all over again, I would have made some different choices. If I knew now, 3 years ago, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made some different choices, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
But it is, you know, it is what it is. So Roy and Becky, so are you going to be continuing to be full-time RVers now? I'm wondering, are you
Hey,
going to?
my friend in Canada. Hey, Daryl.
Hey, Van City Adventure. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be meeting up with someone from Canada tomorrow.
Oh,
So I know. It's the last of the snowbirds starting to head back slowly but surely, heading back up to Canada. You know, now that it's starting to thaw out in certain areas and getting the sun's coming out, and
yeah.
snowbirds are heading back home.
It got warm here, and I went in the pool because we have a pool out there, and it's heated, and the hot tub was broken. I was going to go in the hot tub, but the pool was warm enough, so I went in the pool, and then the next day it snowed. It snowed on Friday.
Well, that
My
would be
son
kind
came
of
over
cool.
for lunch, and I barbecued for him. I grilled for him in the snow.
That would be kind of cool, being in the hot tub in the snow.
Yeah, my son and his friend went in the hot tub out on Christmas.
Oh my goodness. So, how is everyone? Anyone going to any meetups anytime soon? Any meetups on the horizon? I know, oh hey, your son helps you. Well, it's either that way, Lava, Lindy, it's either the kids helping older parents or older parents helping kids. So I think, but almost someone in the family, in almost every family, someone needs help, you know? Brenda Berner says San Francisco is a perfect example of only the rich living there. New York is headed in that direction, Brenda. New York is really headed in that direction. And I think a number of other cities are too, you know? But it's gonna, these are some interesting times ahead. Fun Seeker says the cable bill, it's outrageous. You know what? Get a Fire Stick. Get a Fire Stick or a Roku, so you don't have to have, you just have internet and you can get some of those other things. Because the cable bill, yeah, my cable bill doubled or tripled. I canceled my cable about 2 months ago. I completely canceled my cable. I just wasn't willing to pay it anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't have cable, but I need to cancel some things because I have too many, because I have Netflix and I have Hulu and I have Peacock, and I don't watch them all.
I'm thinking of doing a savings challenge. I don't know how it would work. Any suggestions here? I'm thinking of doing a savings challenge where everyone cuts out everything for maybe 3 months, except for only buying things that are absolutely necessary. No, you know,
this is silly, but I stopped getting my nails done. It was like almost $100 a month.
That's substantial.
Yeah, if I didn't get my toes done, it was a little bit less, but either $60 or $100. So I'm like,
well, I think we need to start practicing, because I think some harder times are coming ahead. Hilda Perry says that's been happening here in El Paso, Texas, so long I can remember. It's been like the Apps family living together. Yeah, it's it's going to be interesting to see. I think in the next 5 years, we're going to see more changes than have happened in the last 30 years. That's my prediction. Nora says she canceled Netflix too. Yep. Hilda says, I've heard that more and more people are moving to other countries, leaving the U.S. because they don't trust the U.S. anymore. I've been seeing that a lot. Well, I don't know about not trusting, but I think a lot are leaving to go to less expensive countries, Nora says she canceled cable 18 years ago. Nora's way ahead of all of us.
Yes.
So I'm looking. So what are some things we could cancel, do you think, that we could? Okay, nails, cable, Carly.
No trips to Sonic.
No trips to Sonic.
I got Arby's today, but I'm losing weight for my blood sugar. And I didn't finish my Arby's, but that's all I get now is Arby's. I was taking my son and his friend out for dinner once a month, and I was like, I'm trying to save money, you guys, so I'll make you dinner. So I made them roast, and but my son's been coming over for lunch because he's over this way, because my son's about 30 minutes away, even though it's still Denver. He's more towards the city.
Right.
So when he comes to work, he comes over for lunch.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Who on here would like to join a challenge? Red, do you want to join the challenge? We'll put together a challenge, a savings challenge, and everyone will report 3 things that they're cutting out, in between 1 and 3 things they're cutting out, and how much money they're saving a month. Don't do it, Carol. You'll make me cheap. Lindy, you need to be cheap. We all need to be cheap. We need to be squeezing we need to be what my mom used to say, make that dollar holler, make it stretch so far it's hollering.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Who on here wants to join a challenge? Red, you could start a challenge, a savings challenge and see who wants to join. Oh my goodness. You
So
know.
Becky said they canceled everything and bought a Fire Stick.
Yep. That's a great move, Roy and Becky. That's a really good move. And I'm curious, Roy and Becky, have you missed not having cable and not having all those other things and just having the Fire Stick? Have you, I mean, do you find that you've missed it and you don't enjoy your TV or anything as much as you used to before? I'm wondering. I don't miss cable at all. I don't miss it in the least bit. You
I
know?
see you in my basement, John, but I'm just having Carol up. Sorry. I'm sorry, John. I'm just having Carol up. John always wants to help me out.
Yeah, who is John? I don't know John.
John Tucker.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Is he one of your regulars?
Yeah, he's pretty regular.
Okay.
Here and there. Yeah, he has a little channel.
Oh, cool. What's the name of his channel?
John Chalker.
Okay, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
John
he's
Chalker.
he's on a budget. He's on foods. He does his meals and he does food stamps. He makes his little dinners of the day.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah.
So, well, that's
His little channel.
do you know how much
Lindy's
know
on
on strike? No challenges this month. No, Lindy, you got to come off strike. You got to go on a challenge this month. I challenged Lindy to only have 2 days a week where she could buy anything. Nora says, okay.
Trying to shop less. Me too.
Yeah.
I buy so much food since I usually would give my son more food. Like I gave him gave him not all of the pot roast this time, but I would give him all these leftovers and give him all this food that I bought. And I was like, I'm trying to get less food. So
yeah,
I get some of it for me to eat. And so I'm trying to do what Nora said and taking a list. And because I would go and spend $300 at the grocery store, and that's ridiculous for me.
Wow.
Well,
for one person. Wow.
Yeah, it was not really for one person though, because I usually am cooking for somebody.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. But that's what moms do. You know, moms cook for their kids.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think, yeah, I'm going to try and coerce Lindy to only spending twice a week on anything.
That's
wow.
Disney. That's why too I need to cancel something. I need to cancel. I think I'm going to cancel Hulu. I just got Hulu. I wanted to watch the Brooke Shields thing, and so now I'm going to cancel it again.
So Hulu, Netflix, and Disney, that's quite a bit. That represents a pretty big savings, I would think. Yeah. Wow.
I don't hardly watch Netflix, really. I should cancel it. I'm always watching Disney since I got Disney. But my son is using my Netflix.
Well, we don't have any of those anymore. We have no cable and none of that stuff. We just cold turkey, you know. So I'm trying to find other areas that we can cut out onto. But do you know how much I was adding up how much is spent on eating out and how much can be saved if you don't eat out? I mean, it's really surprising, quite surprising.
Yeah, we went to some nice restaurants, and at first, you know, we went and got lobster right after I got the money from my dad because we were celebrating. But now this month I haven't taken them. I'm thinking like next month I'm going to be like, boys, it's Mother's Day. It's time for you to take me out.
I think maybe 1 week is celebrating and then time to sock everything away, you know. It's like I said, I can't believe it when I go into the grocery store and I have one little bag and it's like $60 and I'm looking, I'm like, what is in there that could possibly be $60? A couple of meat things, a couple of this, a salad dressing, and it's, I mean, literally one bag full of stuff may be full, but it's $60. That used to be an entire basket full, of the grocery store. But John's talking about extra things that an app that you can cancel everything on. That might be, long years and years ago I canceled all magazine subscriptions. So little by little by little, I think getting down to the bone basics, and then finding free things to do. That's the challenge, is finding fun free things to do. Let's see. TV service for 18 years. Wow, that's Nora. Lindy says $10 a month. Okay. Lindy's saying, what a friend. I already got her down to 2 days a week. Get down to buying. Hey, next is getting down to only buying something 2 days a month. Oh, he's one of the lucky ones.
Get my small disability check. Don't get food stamps. Okay.
That's the other thing. I'm going to do I don't know that I'm calling it an expose, but you'd be surprised who qualifies for food stamps and who doesn't. That is, when you really dig into that, I think people are going to be shocked at how many people who have never contributed into the system actually qualify for food stamps, and people who've been productive for 30, 40 years paying into, the society and the system don't qualify. It's really crazy, really, really crazy. So what is Philo? That's a streaming service, $25, $25 a month. I'm sorry, but that's too rich for my blood. Even $25 a month. I'm cutting down to the nubs, right down to the nubs, because I really I'm at a point where I only want to spend money on things that really, really are enriching for me and Jessica. Doesn't Lindy work at Walmart? I'll let Lindy answer that. She can answer that better.
Says you're ruthless.
I am. I accept that title. I am.
Yeah, she was getting a little bit onto me today.
I was. I'm financially ruthless, but not in other ways.
Faithful are the wounds of a friend, though, right?
But I only want what's best for my friends, and I want to see you all prosper and be able to do what you want to do and not be, squeezed as things get tighter. I don't want my friends to be fearful and apprehensive and, afraid of what's coming around the corner. That's no way to live, and hopefully if we start living in communities, people will start looking out for each other. One person might be having a garden. One person can maybe fix cars. One person can maybe fix a roof. You know what I mean? I would love to live in a community where everyone pitched in, and whatever talent or skill or resource they had, they shared with the rest of the community, Lindy says I am ruthless. I'm not getting meaner by the minute. I'm getting tighter, firmer by the minute. It's always been like that, Carol. A backward system for sure. Yeah. But I think, here's what I think. I think listening to myself and I'm sounding more radical, but I'm not radical. I'm just stating facts. But I think the tighter things become, that the more the inequities are exposed, you know? Whereas before, when there it was, wasn't as tight and things prices weren't as high and all these things, you didn't see as much the inequities because people weren't as strapped. And now we're seeing more and more who's really suffering. And it's people who have worked their whole lives. And there's something wrong with that,
Mhm.
something very wrong with that. So let me get off my soapbox and just keep harassing my friends to be cheapskates like me.
Yeah, something I used to do too when I was doing Airbnb is donate blood plasma. I might go back to doing that because I don't think I'm going to look into it. If it ends up that the flights to Portugal, because that's the only thing I don't have. What I paid for on my trip to Portugal is already the meals and the activities and stuff are all paid for. So
Mhm.
all I have to get is my flight. But I used to donate blood plasma when I was in Georgia, and I would
Mhm.
make $50 a week, and then sometimes more. And so like in a year, I made like 3,000. And it would back then I had a lesser car payment. My car payment's my only debt though, which is good. But it paid my car payment because I would get like my car payment was only like 260 a month or something like that, and it would pay
Mhm.
donating the blood plasma. So,
Wow.
yeah.
We should start a two-prong club. And this club is a club to get debt free and to reduce expenses down to the bare minimum. Those are two prongs, because if you can get debt free, then you can reduce your expenses. Um, yeah, Lindy. Yeah, me and Lindy, we talked about that. Having no spend days. That would be hard because you're right at the store when they mark things down, so you see the best deals, and it's easy to justify, oh, this is such a good deal. I can't pass it up. Well, there will be deal after deal after deal after deal, and pretty soon you're dealed yourself right out of your budget.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to do that when I was working retail clothing, and I would buy all these clothes, and I was like, this is not good.
Yeah. Nora is saying as we get older, we see the inequities more and more. I think so too. It really crystallizes things a lot. Yeah. I agree, Nora. I think as we're older, wouldn't it be nice? Oh my gosh. If we could have known everything we know now when we're back in our 20s and 30s, can
Oh,
you imagine the different choices we would have made? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it is getting more and more difficult. And they say that by the end of the year, we will be in a recession.
mm.
So now, does anyone on here know, in a recession, do house prices go down in value? Um, I don't know. I would imagine they do.
Because that part of it could be good.
Yeah, if you're looking to buy property or something. Let's see, what is Hildy saying? I don't go to eat.
She doesn't go out to eat. She eats at home.
Yeah, it's hard. You can't say yeah. Yeah, when you only get paid once a month, you really have to be good at budgeting, you know? Ah, oh,
That
I
have
did I hit the like button? Well, I don't want to go back and check because I'll disconnect myself and I'll be blank again. So I'll wait until afterwards and I'll go back and hit the like button. Oh, for dog food. Easter stuff half price. Ending up spending $100. Now, did you spend $100, Carlene, on Easter stuff? Uh, They said we would be in a recession. I
Yeah,
went to.
anyways.
They said we would be in a recession a few years ago. Well, I just heard someone the other day saying that we are. They were saying we're absolutely going to be in a recession, a full steam recession by the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see. But I do
This,
believe
this
that.
is right, Lori. This is right, Lori. So that's the catch to it. See, I am glad I have my children, but yeah. But if we went back in time knowing what we know now, most of us would run from the guys we married. Yeah.
Lori, isn't that the truth?
And
Isn't that the
it was
truth? Oh
the
my
guy
goodness.
next door, right? And we thought that he had
Oh
to
my
be good.
goodness.
We found out we both married our neighbors.
Oh
Lori.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We were the
Yep.
girls next door.
Wow. Wow. How about that? Oh my goodness. But
Yeah.
yep. But you know what? I'm adopting a new motto, and see what you guys think of this. And the motto is no regrets. No regrets. Because you can't change things that have already passed.
Yeah.
And you spend energy saying, oh, if only, if only, but you can't change it. So
Yeah.
why not spend that energy moving forward and doing and making better choices in the future?
Mhm. Yeah. I have one of my poems that says have no regret. But it is kind of impossible. I feel like I don't want to be prideful and say I have no regrets though, because I do, but yeah, just move forward and press on like it says in the Bible. Press forward to the
Well,
things ahead.
I don't think that it's prideful saying you have no regrets. I'm looking at it. I talked to Lindy, and I talked yesterday, and she pointed something out to me about how a lot of things I hadn't seen them had actually fallen into place when they were supposed to happen. Different things that I thought I tried to get to happen at one time and they didn't happen, but they happened later. And it was really a much better timing, and it worked out to have a much better result. So I don't know how many people can do this or are willing to do this, but I'm going back into my life, things that I've held on to as regrets, and I'm reassessing them. And now I'm reassessing them as learning experiences that help me from making that mistake again in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, like I sort of, uh, gave up on my faith in God and just was trying to do things on my own. And that was just like, I can't say I don't regret that, but I feel like it taught me so much and that my faith is even stronger now having gone through that because I can see like how it was trying to not have my faith and live my life. And it was just ridiculous. It was just.
I think if we can change our perspective on things. For instance, go back as that when you say you were trying to live without your faith, and it's not that you're going to say, oh, that was a great choice, but look at it and say, you know what, that was necessary in order to bring me to where I am now in my faith walk and my faith journey. So instead of looking at it and viewing it as with regret, turn around and view it from a different perspective. Is that was a faith building experience, and now I know that that's not the way I want to go. Is that a more productive way to look at it than why did I do that? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Do you know what I'm saying? I think when you
Not
do
beating
that,
yourself over it.
yeah,
Just being like,
I think you release yourself. You release yourself from holding on to that burden.
Yeah.
And those burdens weigh us down and keep us from soaring to the heights that we could go to.
Yeah. And I don't feel like I feel like I'm if I hadn't gone through all those hard things, and even with my children that are in Georgia, and and all of that, I don't think I would have been able to get out of Georgia. And that was just such a good decision. And all the
Mhm.
stuff, all the downsizing I did, it just would have been all harder. And I don't think I would have been able to leave Georgia if I hadn't have been in that place. So
Right.
it made me
So,
easier. Like I don't need all these. I had so much Christian paraphernalia. I had a collection of crosses, all the books. I had like 1,500 books that I got
wow.
rid of, and most of them were like Christian books, and just I filled up a storage for my daughter in Georgia that she went and got, but with some of the stuff that I was like, I don't know if she might want this. I don't
Yeah.
really give this away. So yeah, and I think it's probably at my ex's because he's got that big house. It's probably in his basement.
But when you start releasing regrets as well as things, you lighten your load. Nora had said earlier that regrets serve no purpose, and that's so true. They really, what purpose does holding on to and being regretful, what does it accomplish other than making you feel badly about yourself? You
Yeah,
know? Let's see. Lindy said choices have consequences. We pay the price, learn the lesson, then just let it go and move on. I
yeah.
think that's a skill we have to acquire. I don't think that
Mhm.
comes to us naturally. Do you, Red?
Yeah, no, no, it doesn't. Yeah, we learn it.
But I think it's like a muscle. If you practice it more and more, you'll get stronger and stronger at doing it. You
Yeah,
know, Lindy says she's lived that model most of her life. Well,
no
that's a
regret.
yeah, that's a great model to live by. You know, maybe you should call this live "No Regrets, We're Moving On." Oh my goodness.
I have like, thank you all for being here. Had 23, 22. Like that's twice as many as I usually have. So thank you, Carol, for coming on my live, and thank you guys all for being here. Yeah,
What
Lisa
is
says gratitude. That's right. I'm
what was Hildy's comment? I wanted to look at Hildy's real quick.
in the past. Yeah.
Move forward, live one day at a time. Yep, that's all you can. So true, so true.
And
Well,
Mars says, stop the self judgment. Self judgment drains us and is wasted. Yeah.
that's right. We could be accomplishing other things with the energy we use as judging ourselves. So true, so true. Well,
Yeah.
Red, thank you so much for inviting me onto your live and all of the people who came on and joined us. Sorry for the technical mess up in the beginning. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh, but you know, who is this? This was very interesting. Good night. Good night, Carlene. 86. Oh my goodness. You have a lot of wisdom to share, Carlene.
Mhm.
86. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now, what do you mind if I ask what area? And you don't have to tell us the city, Carlene, but what area you're in? Um,
I don't know, but she told me.
wow. Keeping up with Colorado, Lori says that she chose her husband when she was 13 and he was 16. Oh my goodness, babies.
Young.
Absolute babies. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have my very best friend, her husband died was it last month? And they had been boyfriend and girlfriend since they were like 12 years old, and
Wow.
they were 80. He was 80 when he passed. So they've been together from the time they were about 12 years old. His mother was her second grade teacher. Isn't that something?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, all life they grew up together, spent their whole lives together, basically. You
Yeah.
know.
I knew my ex from when he was 15 and I was 12. Moved in next door to him.
Wow. Wow. Thanks, Nora. I will tell Jessica hugs to her. Oh my goodness.
I didn't know you were still here, Anthony. Thanks for being here. Thanks, everybody.
Well, thank you, Red. And I will be talking to you. I'm going to check on your uh challenge, your dropping things challenge.
Yeah.
All right. All right, everyone. I'm going to head
Right.
on out. Thank you. And go over, anyone who hasn't hit that like button, go over and hit the like button. That's what I'm going to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you
See you
so
all
much,
later.
Carol.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. And good night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week. Don't forget, pray for each other. Pray for Red, and Red is praying for you. Love you all.